Welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name's Hillary, and today we're doing our monthly crystal video where I worked with a crystal for an entire month. I researched it, I worked with it, and then I tell you what I learned, what I liked, what I didn't like. Now, we're going to do this one a little bit differently. So usually I go through and I tell you the properties, and while I'm telling you properties, I tell you what my experience was. This was weird. I don't know. Well, let's just get in. So, January 2026, I worked with Mookaite. This is the one I carried. Mookaite is so interesting. It's so pretty, and there's just so many. Like, this is also Mookaite, but it doesn't have any of that burgundy. And then this one, same thing, is Mookaite, no burgundy. This is all. This one almost looks like a the red jasper. Same with this one. I've got a piece of red jasper that looks. It's pretty much this exact same shape. It just doesn't have the little spots. And then I've also got this one. This one is the piece I've had the longest. And it's got that little, like, pimply area. But see, you can see that there's so many. And then I've got some in storage that are beautiful too. Mookaite is what I chose to work with. I'm also zoomed in pretty far because I'm tired of it going out of focus, and I figure if it's this close, there's no way it can come out of focus. So, like I said, usually I tell the properties and experience with those properties. But January was a weird month, and I don't know. I don't know if Mookaite had anything to do with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list all the properties that I have from Mookaite, and then I'll explain what happened. So, move my notes closer here. Mookaite can point you in the direction of adventure. It challenges you were once too intimidated to take on, become opportunities to strive. Trips you put off and activities you've always wanted to try but haven't will finally go on the calendar. It helps you see all of your options in life. It's a calming energy that establishes an optimistic outlook. It's suggested for those feeling lonely, and that was one of the reasons I chose it for January. Becomes portal in meditative practices, helps you commune with ancestral spirits. It helps with strength, regeneration, wound healing. It helps make decisions, boost creativity, new ideas, and new perspectives. Boost creativity. Oh, I already did that one. Build self-esteem moving forward in life. Helps meditation and dreams. It grounds your mind, heart, and soul. And it helps you live in the moment. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, I felt kind of weird. It was hard to explain. I didn't like it, and I considered abandoning Mookaite, and that would have been the very first time I thought about doing that. I've always fallen through with a crystal, but I didn't really know if it was the Mookaite. It was just beginning of the year, beginning of the month. Mookaite was, the change. I didn't know. I went from having a good month with jade to just a really weird month starting off with Mookaite, and I didn't know if it was the Mookaite or maybe stopping working with jade. So I added my jade bracelet back on, and I wore it on and off. I still am wearing it on and off. I'm finding that jade really made an impact on me, and I really built a good connection with jade. And it's, you know, at first I kind of thought jade was kind of one of those crystals that, yeah, it's good, but now it's very good. So I added my jade bracelet on, and I did that for a few days, but then I was kind of worried, and I started feeling better, and then I was kind of worried that jade was messing with my experience with my Mookaite. So I started researching interactions between Mookaite and the other crystals I carry. Well, it all came back that they all work great together. That I should have been feeling more calm, more relaxed, and not how I was feeling at all. So from all my research, I thought it can't be Mookaite that's messing with me this bad. But I thought, well, you know, garnet really messed with me when I tried it, and I still don't like really carrying garnet on me. So I spent a couple days without it. And I didn't feel any different. So I thought, okay, I don't really know. I was torn. I didn't want to stop working with it, but something needed to change. So then we went to the magical house, see my positive energy journal video for that story, and things started changing. It was even more weird feelings, but it was kind of different. And then all of a sudden, I went into super planning mode. I got a bunch of things started that I had been thinking about starting. I resolved issues and things I've been working on and just couldn't. I'd been putting off because I was avoiding the issues. I had a bunch of aha moments. One of those moments was the theme for March's Positive Energy Journal. I didn't want to do like a lucky theme to go with St. Patrick's Day because I'm already doing self-love for February. I didn't want to do a bunch of like, oh, it's November, we're doing thankful stuff I'm thankful for kind of stuff. I didn't want to go every month like that. But all of a sudden I came up with a great idea, and I'm really excited about doing for March now. You're gonna have to wait for that though. I definitely had more confidence in certain things, but I still definitely felt kind of this weird feeling all month. I've worn my jade bracelet on and off all month, and I think it has become one of my go-to crystals for just that when I'm feeling off. It's hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it really. And I know it's not a very common crystal, but I'm really curious if anybody else has had this experience. I don't know. I think I need more time with Mookaite. I don't know if I was in the wrong headspace for Mookaite. Even though I felt really weird and it's hard to explain it, I still really like Mookaite. And when I need to figure things out and plan stuff and organize things and really focus on problem solving something, Mookaite is going to be my go-to crystal for that, because that, I will say, it definitely worked on that, and I really like that. But I don't know. I'm going to take a break, and whoops, and I'm going to move on to February's crystal. But I think I need to revisit a Mookaite. And when I stopped for a couple days, I even switched to this one because it's been with me the longest. So I thought, well, maybe I needed one that I've had longer, even though that doesn't usually make a difference. But even switching, and I switched out to this one too, and it was all the same. It didn't matter which piece I was carrying. This one was too big. I never tried carrying this one. I tried to stay smaller. But I don't know. I love it, and I'm still always going to use it for, like I was saying before, the planning and figuring things out. But I need to revisit it. I don't know. I am really curious other people's experience with Mookaite. It is pretty calming. I don't think it's as calming as I was expecting it to be. And I thought, because it's good for those that feel alone, I thought it would kind of help me, because now that Clover's gone, I'm alone all day, and sometimes that gets to me. And I don't know. I almost think it made that part of it worse. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is it. I would still say I'm in like a grief mode. I know I'm still depressed about stuff going on, but I'm wondering if Mookaite is one of those, for me, I don't know if it's anybody else, but that, like, when you are feeling down, depressed, sad, lonely, whatever, it doesn't work on some people, that it kind of maybe intensifies some parts. I didn't see that in any of the research, and there's not much. I couldn't even find Mookaite in my Judy Hall books, or any of the books I have. So pretty much just mostly online research is what I was using. So it was hard to find a lot of information, and it's not a very popular crystal. So I don't know. Like I'm saying, in my research, I wouldn't think that that's the thing, but I'm wondering if Mookaite, for me, intensifies the sadness and the grief and that down feeling. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I think maybe not this year, but I think later, maybe next year, I'll revisit it and see what happens. But I would say for planning, organizing, figuring things out, Mookaite was definitely the answer. it definitely helped with all of that. That was a little intense sometimes, but I think I got quite a bit done. And if you watched my positive energy journal video last week, you'll know that I've got my garden planning ready to go. And I've also been working on a few other things that, I'll talk about here. But other things are just like personal, like my ancestry research stuff. What else? Getting my crystal binder done. I was able to get through stuff that that I was avoiding doing this because I was stuck in a spot that I had to figure something out, and I didn't want to focus on that. I was avoiding it. And then I was like, oh, that was dumb. That was easy, and got right through it. So that definitely helped. So please let me know if you have any experience with Mookaite. Please let me know. I'm so curious what others' experiences with it have been. I know there's probably a lot of you that have never probably even been around it, because it's not a very I honestly thought it was more popular than it is, and I got to thinking about it. I think all of these pieces, I think actually I bought them all from Bliss Crystals. So online, I don't, maybe a couple of these, this piece might be from somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, it's not very popular. It was something. I don't know. It's hard to explain it, but I really want to know other people's experience, because I don't understand it. It still doesn't make sense to me, and it's still kind of, I don't know. It's messing with my head a little bit, but Jade did help kind of reorganize and calm down some of it, so that was good. Now, for February, you're not going to believe this. If you've watched my channel, many of my videos, you know I don't have a connection with rose quartz, but we're going to do it. So the positive energy journal theme for for February is self-love, self-care. And I thought this is a great time to I've been saying for a long time, I'm going to work with rose quartz. I need to work with rose quartz. I'm going to work with rose quartz. I'm finally going to do it. And so these are the 3 pieces. I've got some amazing pieces in storage. Last night I got these 3 pieces out, and I was holding them, and I was trying to think, do I go with a heart? Do I go with just a normal tumble piece? But I sat there and held them. And this piece here, which I don't know if you can really tell on camera, especially against my hand. Let me see, put them down here. Oh yeah, you can kind of tell down here. This one is a little bit darker pink than the other 2. And I kind of felt, when I was holding them, this piece kind of, I felt that like calming feeling that I get when I'm holding a really good crystal. That, yeah, we can do this. So I'm going to carry this piece, and then those 2 will be on standby in case I want to try something else. But you can definitely tell, see with them further away, you can definitely tell this one is a darker pink. And now, if you remember, like with amethyst and stuff, I connect more with the darker the amethyst, thing with like smoky quartz. What's another one? I can't think of another one off the top of my head right now, but the more intense the color, usually the better I connect with the crystal. So maybe I've just never held the right piece, the right intensity of a rose quartz. I don't know. We'll see. I just pulled it out last night, so I haven't even really, I just put it in my pocket carry bag this morning, so I really haven't done much more than that. So we'll see and go from there. So I know there's a lot of people that really love rose quartz, and I always feel bad when I say that I don't have a relationship with it. I really don't like it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just, I don't know. We'll see after this month. So if you've got any experience with Mookaite, please, please, please let me know what your experience was. I'm super interested to know. And I definitely want to try it again. So, if you've got any questions about Mookaite, or want to tell me your experience, put those in the comments. If you've got any questions about rose quartz, put those in the comments, and I'll try to make sure I go over all that next month. So I'm sending you lots of positive energy, and I will see you next time.